Hi everyone, Spider-Man 1991 here to do my reviews for the week. Okay, got a lot of comics to do. So, first of all, Darkwing Duck number 4. This is now an ongoing series, and this issue concludes the Quackerworks story arc. It was originally going to be a 4-issue miniseries, but now it's ongoing, which I'm very excited for. Although I do wish Boom Comics would drop the price of the issue though to $2.99 instead of $3.99, since it's no longer a miniseries. Right? Now then, where we left off, Taurus Bulba was behind Quackerworks, has a new cyborg body, and has taken the Fearsome Four, Darkwing, and Launchpad hostage, but now they all break out and attack. Unfortunately, Bulba overpowers them, sends the Fearsome Four to deal with the HR Doombot, HR for Human Resources, and while Darkwing and Launchpad knock out Bulba, and then we learn about that he went and saw the Scrooge McDuck scientist from Duckville. I forgot his name. Didn't watch DuckTales a lot. Did watch this a lot though. And Bulba was able to arrive in his lab, took control of all the machines in there, build himself a new body. But he couldn't get control of the Gizmo Duck armor. And while they're watching this movie, the Gizmo Duck armor in Quackerworks all of a sudden activates and then starts floating. And it's revealed that Gosalyn said the new password. Now she has the Gizmo Duck armor. And Bulba then transfers his consciousness into a new body. And he and Gosalyn fight, but most of her attacks prove ineffective. Darkwing shows up, saves, and while Bulba has Darkwing cornered, Darkwing is able to knock him off and himself as well, and he falls. And Gosalyn tries to use the Gizmo Duck armor to take control of the robot with Bulba in it, but unfortunately it burns out destroys the armor, and shocks the armor. And Darkwing's a little worried that Gosalyn's dead, but she's not. So yay. And now Scrooge McDuck has bought Quackworks, and now all the crime bots are shut down. So pretty much now all the police are hired, and Quackerworks is sold back. It's all the businesses to people again, and now the criminals are put in jail instead of working in cubicles like they were. And now Scrooge McDuck appoints his new CEO, Launchpad McQuack. And when Gosalyn asks about the Gizmo Duck armor, Darkwing says that they'll keep it in case of emergencies only. And then it's revealed that Negaduck was watching the whole thing, and he hates happy endings. So yeah, now this was a fun issue. I really liked it. It was just like watching Darkwing Duck when I was a kid. I loved it, and I'm really looking forward to this series. Okay, moving right along. Next up, okay, starting from Marvel, Secret Avengers number 5. I started to switch to Secret Avengers after the main Avengers title has just been a big disappointment for me, so I switched to Secret Avengers because I've heard good things about that. Although this was probably a bad issue for me to start because it was just an epilogue to the last story arc, which explains how there was an evil Nick Fury, which reveals that apparently he was somehow some sort of clone, artificial clone created by Zodiac, by Nick Fury's brother, and that apparently the clone Fury was taken by this mysterious organization that wanted to keep an eye on the Secret Avengers, and the clone is now named Max Fury. So yeah, basically, if you read the Secret Avengers story arc, you'll probably want to pick this up to know just to give you more information about who this clone Nick Fury is. But coming in from it, I thought it was pretty impressive that this clone actually thought he was Nick Fury, so he was going out stopping AIM and Hydra, which Fury thought was a good idea for a while, but then, he didn't think it was a good idea. He wanted to stop him, but he kind of took his time. Then he was going to kill the clone, but the clone broke out, so yeah. Basically, if you did read Secret Avengers up to this point, you'll probably like this. If not, I have no idea what's wrong with you then. Wouldn't recommend this though for incoming readers. Alright, next up, Ultimate Comics Spider-Man number 14. Well, after Johnny and Iceman, Human Torch and Iceman finds Spider-Fake. They have a battle, and apparently since the Chameleon's been doing mutant growth hormones, he apparently gained electroshock as well, and is able to knock out Fire and Ice while he gets away. Well, actually knock out the Torch. Bobby had no ideas, couldn't find him. So meanwhile, back at the evil villain's hideout, Chameleon's sister threatens Peter that if he doesn't tell her anything else he knows, such as secrets to S.H.I.E.L.D., since, well, Ultimate Spider-Man's made a bunch of connections with the X-Men and the Ultimates and S.H.I.E.L.D. She wants secrets, IDs, something for that black market, and she threatens Aunt May and Gwen Stacy, and says that they could use their shape-shifting powers to make it look like Peter beat Aunt May. And so of course Peter's tied up and he can't get out. Then all of a sudden Spider-Fake comes in, tells them we have to get the hell out of here. And fortunately Peter is able to break out and attack his captors. And Iceman freezes the place. Human Torch takes away all the oxygen to knock out Spider-Fake, and Bobby basically freezes him. Well, freezes them both. And fortunately, Jameson's still alive, so Peter tells Johnny to take him to a hospital immediately. And when discussing what to do with him, Peter decides to give him to S.H.I.E.L.D. custody. So now they're being interrogated by Carol Danvers. Yeah. And Peter gets home, and when he sees Gwen, she gives him the look of death. And Aunt May is just happy to have him back, and all Peter just wants to do is just get to bed. That's it. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Jonah Jameson starts to wake up and says only one word: Parker. So what does that mean? No idea. He could probably ruin Spider-Man. Oh, of course, the Chameleon did that already. So now Ultimate Comics Spider-Man pretty much kicked off with this big deal that Spider-Man's a hero now. People love him. Now he's been robbing banks. So everyone's going to start to hate him. It's that natural Spider-Man feeling where Spider-Man's life sucks. And so does Peter Parker's. Wonderful. Oh yeah, by the way, in case I kind of gave you the wrong impression, but the overall effect of the Chameleon arc just feels overdone. It's always overdone. Someone comes in, steals Spider-Man's identity, takes his secrets, blah, blah, blah. We've heard it all before. Okay? Moving right along, Fantastic Four. Alright, this was a very good issue. Valerie, while the Fantastic Four is off dealing with the Forever City, Valerie Richards breaks into Reed's lab, finds the portal he built to meet the Council of Reeds, and Valerie learns from Reed's video logs that while the council did great things, it also cost them everything, their families, for the greater good. And he decided, Reed decided that he should have listened to Sue and never rebuilt the machine. And after this, Doom, focusing on his experience where he suffered brain damage and lost his intelligence, tells his right-hand man to summon Kristoff from exile, and that he needs him to take his place since he can't be in power while he has brain damage. Then Valerie Richards appears and gives Doom an offer. She says that she can, and we have a little flashback here where she did meet the Council of Reeds briefly, but they move her, get her out of there, and then teleport away. And when Valerie talks to Doom, she says she'll make him an offer. She'll find a way to help restore his intelligence only if he'll help Reed Richards one day. And the Fantastic Four is able to wrap up their issue pretty nicely with the big supernova. And then they return home where Reed asks Valerie what happened while they were gone. And of course Doom accepts Valerie's offer, and she points out nothing. And that's where in an epilogue, the Silver Surfer discovers the corpse of Galactus and says it's unacceptable. Okay, Fantastic Four, another great issue. I think it's very interesting that Valerie can get Doom to say yes to an offer, which is impressive. And I'm going to stop here because of time. So Spider-Man 1991 saying see you later.